Hey guys, welcome back to Sissy Spaces. We're going to jump straight into today's video, and as you can tell, it's a garage clean and organized with me. But we're also finishing some house projects we started a few weeks ago. I'm showing you some before clips because our garage needed some help. After the painters left in October, we threw everything back in here, and at its current state, it's not functioning well. We do have a shed and was able to put some of our larger pieces in there, but we still needed some help in here. So today we're going to clean and organize it, as well as add more storage by removing one of the storage cabinets we placed in the shed last year, and we'll use it to store all of our cleaning supplies, as well as other miscellaneous items. Once the garage is clean and organized, we're heading inside to finish some house projects we started a few weeks ago. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and if so, at the end of the video, please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Maintaining our home is a family affair, and today the boys are helping in the garage. Hubby would have been here, but he's at a bowling tournament as he is an avid bowler, as well as a bowling coach. So that's the reason for all the bowling balls and bags you'll see throughout the video. Before he left though, he did mow the lawn and cleaned and organized the shed, which made it easier to store items not needed in the garage in there. The boys and I were able to clean and organize this garage fairly quickly because we each had assigned roles and carried them out swiftly. Before we started, we also figured out where things would go and sorted like items from there. Most of the cleaning was done by me, of course, while the boys did much of the heavy lifting and sorting like items together. Each of these bowling balls weigh at least 16 pounds, so of course moving the racks were difficult, but in order to clean behind them, it had to be done. Last year I found a garden snake in one of our pest glue traps and was happy not to see one in this corner this year. In October we had the painters still around the garage door, and it worked because unlike last year, no pests were found as we cleaned. At one point, I considered using the blower to remove all the dirt and debris from these floors, but decided against it as it would have caused more work, because we all know blowers blow dirt everywhere. Hubby covered his car before he left to prevent most of the dirt and dust ending up on it. By the way, it is a 1968 Carmen Ghia. While the boys finished cleaning the windows, I wanted to get started on organizing all of our cleaning supplies and other miscellaneous items in this storage cabinet. This is a Lowe's purchase made years ago, along with the matching cabinets hanging on the wall. By reusing what we already had, this project cost us nothing but time, which was minimal at best. When organizing this garage, I plan to store all our car lubricants in this cabinet, which is located directly behind the car. Also, if you have small kids, it's always a good idea to store chemicals in the back of the garage and out of reach. And I searched all our storage bins and removed like items so the boys can sort them in groups. By doing this, I saved a lot of time because I only needed to clean the cabinet and load the like items together, which was quick and easy. After organizing all the large black and yellow top bins, my youngest son stored them in the shed. The items in those bins are old car parts which may or may not be used later as hubby continues to work on the Carmen Ghia. This cabinet, along with those bins, will be used to hold his tools and bolts, as well as any remaining smaller parts needed to maintain the car. If you're new to my channel, my name is Charlene, but my family call me Sissy. I live in South Atlanta with my husband of 32 years, our 2 young adult sons, and our fur baby Max. I create all cleaning, decorating, and homemaking motivation videos, and I post a new video every Sunday and sometimes Wednesdays. So if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to take a minute to hit that like and subscribe button. While organizing items in this cabinet, I needed to move some things around in order for them to fit. For instance, a few of the car lubricants were too tall to fit in the wall cabinets, so I placed them in here, near the products used to clean the car. Also, after emptying the clear bins, my oldest son placed them in the shed, as eliminating the use of the clear bins was the goal today. This third wall cabinet will be used by the entire family as it holds all of our gloves, small garden tools, and masks used when working in the yard. I placed these items in this wall cabinet because it's the closest to the door used to enter our home. By doing this, the family can quickly and easily access these items when needed. I decided to move all of our items used when grilling near the grill. I picked up these storage containers from Lowe's years ago and will clean and organize them so these items can fit. Unfortunately, I had to remove the wood from the box, but I did double bag it to ensure it's sealed from the rain. The first bin will be used to hold old papers and boxes, which are fire starters, and the second will hold the remaining grilling items. After we're done organizing these bins, the last thing to do is sweep in the center of the garage and ensuring everything is neat and organized in the shed before closing it and locking it up for the day. After that, I'm going to show you some before and after shots of this now functional garage. The family and I do not call ourselves minimalists, but we do keep items to a minimum and only restock as needed. By doing this, we save space within our home as well as money because we're able to see everything we have. After closing these blinds and returning my car to the garage, we're going to finish some house projects we started a few weeks ago, beginning with the installation of our new double pane window in the dining room. We've had this window replaced before, about 8 years ago, but the installer did a poor job by not installing any flashing between the window frame and window. By the way, window flashing is a thin material that prevents water from entering through the window, and without this material, a gap had formed around the old window, which allowed water to enter and rotten the wood around the frame and moldings of the window itself. This time, unlike last time, I watched as the new window was installed, ensuring the additional flashing and old moldings were replaced. These guys took their time ensuring the new window was installed correctly, as well as answering any questions I had. These are 3 separate windows joined together, and the installers call this mulling, which is a process in which 2 or more windows are joined together by their frames. The structural piece used to join the window together is called a mullion, which gives the process its name. After the windows were installed, it was time to fill in the gaps with a joint compound called quad foam. And, addition to the quad foam, a self-adhering flashing material was applied around the entire window, which provides protection against moisture intrusion. After that, the full screens were made and installed on the spot. I opted for full screens versus the half screens because full screens are better at keeping out the bugs and they're less susceptible to wind damage. It was now time to paint the new moldings around the inside of the window. But first I wanted to touch up some areas in our primary bathroom as I noticed we were missing a coat along the tile surrounding our tub, as well as in our toilet room and alongside the wall next to my vanity. It didn't take long to add 1 coat to these areas before returning to the dining room to add a second coat to the new moldings as the first coat was applied the evening prior. This paint color is called Ultra Pure White by Behr. It is a crisp, clear white, flat interior paint. and it applies easily and smoothly to any flat interior wall. Before using, though, I suggest you purchase a peel and stick sample and place it in the area and light where your color will be used. Also, I was out of the Ultra Pure White semi-gloss paint for the window moldings, so I used this instead for now. This was a quick and easy process because I used an angle paintbrush versus a flat one. When painting, most people consider the paint to be the most important item, but in my opinion, the paintbrush is just as important. I'm not a professional painter, but I found using an angle paintbrush that's for moldings as well as edging, as it helps make the cutting easier and creates a neater finish without overlapping any paint. I'm using what's called a paint palette cup to store any leftover paint. It's great to have on hand whenever you need to quickly touch up any spots within your home, allowing you to get the job done more quickly and easily. You can find these cups at any major hardware store, Hobby Lobby, and of course, on Amazon. We're installing temporary blinds today until our custom ones arrive in a few weeks. Until then, I'm going to clean this dining room and get it back in working order. These painting tarps, as well as the large painting container, will be placed in the garage today, but eventually will end up in the shed. By the way, these are heavy-duty painting tarps and are machine washable. They do a better job of protecting your floors than the standard drop cloth, and they last longer too. I used old bed sheets to protect the table and will fold them and store them in the garage. The third shelf of the floor cabinet is where I stored all of our painting supplies, so it'll go there. Since returning this cabinet to the garage, it has made it much easier to find and store things versus using the old storage bins. I do plan to mop these floors today, but before then, need to remove any paint chips, dirt, and debris, especially in between the crevices of these laminate floors. I also dusted all the surfaces because installing a new window is very messy, as there was a lot of dust and debris from the removal of the old window. Again, these are laminate floors, so it's important that I remove any excess water from these Swiffer wet pads before using. Although not shown, I did make several passes over these floors to remove any excess cleaner left behind. Because once water enters the core of the laminate boards, it will soak into the wood, causing it to expand and warp, which eventually causes bubbles on the surface. There are a lot of nicks and scratches on this table because, again, we do use this formal dining room. I thought about using a tablecloth or a runner, but chose not to because that's just one more thing I would need to maintain. Instead, I'll continue to use the Pledge Expert Care to clean and polish it, and we'll work with the family to prevent or reduce the number of scratches on it in the future. Although these chairs were covered, I still want to vacuum them because they hide dirt well, but the grime and crumbs are still there, as well as Max's dog hair. By vacuuming these chairs regularly, I'm able to prolong the life of the upholstery because over time, dirt, dust, and other contaminants can cause the fabric to deteriorate. I'm going to use the same microfiber cloth I used to clean and polish this table to also polish this wood decor bowl from Hobby Lobby. After that, we'll sweep and mop the floors on the other side of this table before placing a load of darks in the wash. I also need to change to remove the paint off this shirt and leggings before it has a chance to soak through the fabric. To remove the paint off the clothes I wore last night while painting, I tried soaking it in white distilled vinegar, but that didn't work. So today, with the clothes I'm currently wearing, I'm going to use non-acetone nail polish remover to soften the paint, then blot it until it's gone before placing it in the wash. It's always best to remove paint while wet, otherwise it's a lot harder to remove once it's dried and has soaked through the fabric. After refilling this borax container, we're going to clean the paint cup and brush, as well as the iron sink used to clean them. By the way, I use borax as a deodorizer and also to keep the laundry detergent from sticking to our clothes. This next project I'm going to tackle is touching up the paint on my youngest son's nightstand. This paint is over a year old and I noticed it was blue in color when I opened it, but I was hoping it would dry black. After placing it on the nightstand, it was definitely blue in color. I also tried it on the wood stirrer and it dried blue as well. I read that black paint turns blue due to the unevaporated solvents in the paint. You can fix this by having the paint remixed at your local painting supply store, but I chose to toss it and will purchase another one later this evening. After placing our first load in the dryer, I decided to wash a second load of colors and include the leggings and shirt with the paint stain to see if the acetone trick worked. Later that evening, after removing the second load from the wash, I did find that using the acetone trick and washing it in warm water worked. It removed 95% of the paint stain from the polyester cotton blend shirt and about 75% off the leggings. For those that are new to my channel, I wash, dry, fold, and put away at least one load per day. I found that this is a must in order to keep dirty laundry to a minimum, but it all depends on the size of your family and how frequently they change clothes. With my family dynamics, everyday laundry is the best option. Up until now, the weather in Atlanta has been rainy and mild, but today, while doing voiceovers, a storm came through, darkening the skies for a period of a couple of hours. We also lost power a few times, but it was restored quickly. What's the weather like in your area? And did you do anything fun for this Memorial Day weekend? I left my purse on this bench because I plan to make a Walmart run once laundry is done. We are in need of a few grocery staples, such as milk, bread, and eggs, but I also want to restock our snack drawer. So let's finish putting this laundry away, as well as do a little organizing of this armoire that we use as a dresser. Whenever Max returns from the groomers, I check his ears to ensure the hair has been removed and the area thoroughly cleaned. I also check his claws to see if they were grind down. They did miss one of his claws, but hubby took care of it later that evening. I'm not sharing a grocery haul today, but I do want to share with you why the contractor canceled the attic installation. I mentioned in a previous video that our attic insulation looked like sand, so we hired a contractor to install new floor as well as ceiling insulation. After covering the clothes in me and hubby's closet, as well as our oldest son's upstairs closet, the installer and contractor informed us that they couldn't do the job because they were unable to reach the ceiling in one area of the attic. So the project was canceled. And I'm currently waiting to receive a full refund in 7 to 10 business days. If you made it this far in the video, I want to thank you for watching Sissy Spaces. And if you enjoyed today's video, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.